America has some of the rudest road names in cities. From Intercourse, Pennsylvania to Buttsville, New Jersey, there are hundreds and hundreds of tiny villages, settlements, ghost towns throughout the United States with names to make you wonder, why would you name your town that? Drivers looking for a giggle have found out how to take the rudest road trips across America. As the glorious summer weather is here, we want to go on road trips and you might find some pretty funny names. From Poop Deck Street in Alaska to Hanky Panky Street in Las Vegas, vacation car rental experts at stressfreecarrental.com and our team have researched the most unique and maybe offensive road names and cities in the country to create the ultimate road trip for a good laugh. The USA's most outrageous road and city names have been revealed to create a unique list, with Morningwood Drive, Big Beaver Road, Hiscock Street among some of the filthiest street names, with the cheeky signs outside each city dotting all the way around the country. The Rude Road Trip takes drivers across several states to catch a glimpse of all the unique names and maybe crude name spots in America. There's much more, but first I want to remind you to subscribe and click that little bell for notifications so you don't miss anything. We give you more than car reviews and first looks of new vehicles. We give you car smarts, because knowledge is power. There are many states out there with unique names. Texas, New York, and California are just three of them where motorists were shocked, shall we say, when they saw the name of the city or the name of the street. I'm sure the names of these cities and streets are there for legitimate reasons and not the rude ones that may come into your mind. Texas has a few prime examples, with Big Beaver or Kickapoo Road causing many of curled lip as road trippers travel through. There is a Big Beaver Road in quite a few states across the US. This has even been dubbed one of the worst street names in America because the name happens to have a dirty innuendo. Or is it because a large dam-building rodent lives nearby? What we did find out is that it turns out that a lot of settlers striking out on their own in the New World were either, depending on their point of view, very bad or very good at picking names of where to live. Whoever named most of these cheeky streets and cities were clearly having way too much fun, as the placements of some of these roads and cities is conveniently outrageous. We're not even going to pretend these are in any particular order, but please do enjoy some of the moments of true bafflement and don't feel bad if you laugh along the way. Monkey's Eyebrow, Kentucky. It's a tiny community in the rural South. There are several equally implausible stories that have been told featuring escaped monkeys that relate to how it got its name. We just don't know. Goat City, Tennessee. We can't find any information on why it's called Goat City, except that something of that name exists in the state of Tennessee. Spunky Puddle, Ohio. It's a ghost town, meaning no one lives here anymore. Three-Way, Arizona. A strange name that has no specific reason for the town's name. Chicken Bristle, Illinois. The name is believed to be from the cockfights from those who lived there 100 years ago, that they used to host those, and it was described in the news as about a half a dozen homes, a radio tower, a bridge over the Kaskaskia River, thick woods, some stray dogs, and a lot of farmland. Hump Tulips, Washington. The name Hump Tulips means hard to pull in the local Native American language because the river was difficult to navigate with canoes. The author Terry Pratchett once claimed it was his favorite place on earth. Catfish Paradise, Arizona. While this sounds like a nice place to visit for catfish and humans alike, we suspect that it's not about the catfish because it's in Arizona, which is in the middle of the desert. Doesn't make much sense. Booger Hole, West Virginia. Fun fact, after a spat of about a dozen murders in the area, it's claimed that the town was named after the boogeyman. This is apparently untrue. Kickapoo, Kansas. Shouldn't laugh, really, as the community is named after a tiny Native American tribe. Bridal Veil and Climax, Oregon. These two towns are on opposite ends of the state and have literally nothing to do with one another. We just thought it was weird because it was like a juxtaposition, and it was pretty funny. Boar Tush, Alabama. We can't find any reason not to believe that this town was named after a pig's backside. Bald Knob, Arkansas. Named in more innocent times when a bald knob called simply by a prominent ridge of a rock lacking vegetation without implying anything dirty. Satan's Kingdom, Vermont, Massachusetts, and Connecticut. There are at least 3 places called Satan's Kingdom in the US, one of which, no word of a lie, a state-run recreation area. Even worse, 2 of them were apparently so hastily incorporated that they were missing the apostrophe. Unalaska, Alaska. This island's name actually predates that of the mainland, but it sounds like a group of people got pretty ticked off and they ran off in a huff to their own island. Hell, Michigan. I've actually been there. There was such an epidemic of drunk husbands in the early days of this town, according to local legends, that the wives would say they've gone to hell. So when they named the town, the mill owner said, "Call it hell for all I care. Everyone else does," which is surely the dumbest reason to name a town after what's generally agreed to be the worst place in the universe. PP Township, Ohio. Just imagine moving to the big city and having to tell people this is where you're going home for Christmas. Sorry. Santa Claus, Arizona. This is an odd name as the town named Santa Claus has been abandoned since 1995. Santa must have moved to the North Pole. Sweet Lips, Tennessee. Water from the creek here was supposed to be so sweet to the lips of passing Victorian hobos. Toad Suck, Arkansas. No reason for the name, but sure makes you laugh. Tight Squeeze, Virginia was named because 2 businessmen built their shops too close to the road, creating a traffic bottleneck, and the residents of the town decided to call it Tight Squeeze. Ho-Ho-Kus, New Jersey. This probably means something in a Native American language, but what's funny here is how weirdly protective the locals are about the hyphens and the capitalization of the letters. Knock'em-Stiff, Ohio. Once upon a time in this place, a preacher either advised a woman whose husband was cheating on her, or 2 women fighting over a man, depending on which version of the story you believe, to knock him stiff. He was right. Cut and Shoot, Texas. This is quite a cute one, actually. A small boy who witnessed a major dispute at the town's one church declared, "I'm going to cut around the corner and shoot through the bushes in a minute." So they named it Cut and Shoot. Idiotville, Oregon. The logging camp that operated here was once said to be so remote that only an idiot would work there. Yeehaw Junction, Florida. The state of Florida renamed this tiny town from Jackass Junction in the mid-50s, which goes to show you that there are names for towns that even Americans consider stupid. Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. Originally called Hot Springs, the town renamed itself after a popular radio show. Heard from its host that they announced that they would broadcast the 10th anniversary show from the first town that was willing to change their name to the name of the show, which goes to show you that plenty of Americans are prepared to put up very stupid names indeed. Intercourse, Pennsylvania. Either named after the junction between 2 major roads that intersected here, Intercourse is probably the biggest name backfire in US history. Not at least to say tourists keep stealing the road signs. I hope you got a few laughs along the way. There is plenty of fun cities and street names. Share your fun names in the comments below and maybe we'll do another video on these. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. If you have any questions or comments, I'm looking forward to seeing your favorite names. I'll be happy to answer and join in the conversation. You can support me by buying me a cup of coffee. The link is in the description, plus all the links for the website, social media, the book, and the podcast. I'm Lauren Fix. Thank you so much for watching.